living between the Jordan River and the Mediterranean Sea. They have a choice. They can choose to live together in one state, or they can separate into two states. They are combining to destroy hopes for peace on both sides and increasingly cementing an irreversible one-state reality that most people do not actually want. Today, there are a similar number of Jews and Palestinians living between the Jordan River and the Mediterranean Sea. They have a choice. They can choose to live together in one state, or they can separate into two states. But here is a fundamental reality. If the choice is one state, Israel can either be Jewish or democratic. It cannot be both. And it won't ever really be at peace.
This is Joe Wayne with the Anti-COINTELPRO Show and InstinctForSurvival.com. Well, one question. That's right, one simple, solitary question for Secretary Lurch. Hey, Secretary Lurch, why the long face? Yep, well, let me tell you the reason for the long face. The reason for that long face, and the reason Secretary Lurch was wagging his old bony-ass finger at the nation of Israel, yep, and telling them, basically, you're either with us or you're against us. Yep, that's what he said. He actually told Israel, wagging his bony, decrepit finger, you're either democratic or you're Jewish. You can't be both. Really? Well, Lurch, pardon me, Secretary Lurch, you don't have any say-so. You are already beyond a lame duck. Yep, you have been lame, well, since the day you came out of your mother's cooch. Yep, you were born and raised a lame duck, and you will die a lame duck, soaked in ketchup. That's right, Heinz ketchup. Yep, that's right, because just like most older Hollywood actresses out there who can't really act, who were at one time a bombshell in Hollywood, well, they had to, because they didn't have brains. So if you don't have brains, what do? You marry rich. And of course, that's what John Kerry did. He married the heiress, that's right, the heiress to the Heinz ketchup fortune. Now, the original heir to the Heinz ketchup fortune, well, he married a Democrat. He died. She took his money, or she got his money, from inheritance. And then, long face Lurch swooped in to gigolo his way into the Heinz ketchup fortune, which I'm sure he got a good laugh out of, and so did that skank, because the fortune used to belong to a Republican. Well, not anymore. But that being said, folks, why the long face? Well, for this simple, solitary reason. One more time. Turkey and Russia just agreed to a ceasefire in Syria. That's right. In spite of all of the assassinations, in spite of all of the redonkulous rhetoric from all of those Republican establishment turds and all of those leftist communists. I'll bite my tongue because I wanted to say, but I won't. This is, again, a family show. For all the grown-up members, but it is a family show. That being said, yep, long-faced Lurch himself, the sold-out Secretary of State, John Kerry, well, Let me tell you, you are a political dead man walking, as is every spoiled, rotten, grown-ass baby Democrat still, months later, throwing their sorry selves on the ground and just showing themselves for what they are. Leftist losers who can't compete with anything or anybody. So they have to control and cajole, and they have to, try to, because believe me, the Democrat Party, baby, it is one thing. It is a party of fear. And that's what John Kerry was doing. He was trying to scare Israel. Are you kidding me? Who do you think the establishment is, you dumb fuck? The establishment, the right and left, are owned by the Zionist Khazarians that inhabit Israel. Okay? And if you don't know that, well, you do know that. You're just lying. Because each and every politician out there, they're nothing more than actors. They're nothing more than deadbeat actors strolling around the globe with their hand out. Right? And if you don't give them what they demand, well, then they'll bomb you, they'll kill your ambassadors, they'll shoot your planes out of the sky, right? With private citizens. Well, let me tell you something, long-faced Lurch, Secretary Lurch Kerry. Let me tell you something, big ears Barry Obama. You have but 3 weeks left. And if I were you Democrats, especially anybody tied to the Obama administration, I would find the deepest, darkest rabbit hole that you can find. And you better jump in it and hope that we can't find you. Because job number 1 for our new president and our country, the warriors and leaders of this country, not the liars and deceivers, but the warriors and the leaders of this country. Job number 1 is going after all of the bastards and bitches that have sold our country down the river and use our U.S. Constitution as toilet paper. Well, they are the one that are about to get wiped out politically. They are the ones who are, let me tell you something, they are the ones who are about to be put on trial en masse, folks. We are all biding our time. Alex Jones, President-elect Donald Trump, Vladimir Putin, and yes, yours truly, Joe Wayne. We are all biding our time. 3 more short weeks until our forces are marshaled into place. And at that time, right after the inauguration, the hammer comes down. And that's why long-face Lurch, the sorry-ass Secretary of State, is so pissed off. That's why Obama is throwing everything and the kitchen sink trying to start World War III. Well, guess what? It's not going to happen. Because the leftist, the globalist, the grown-ass, spoiled, rotten babies of the world, well, they're out of power. And now the grown-ups are in charge. And let me tell you something. If you're a parent out there, then you know not a single solitary threat means anything to any of your children if you're not ready to back it up, right? So we better be ready to make an example out of all of these killers. Yep. All of these liars, all of these liberals, all of these so-called conservatives, but they're not conservative. They're not conservative. Paul Ryan, if you were conservative, You wouldn't have just given Obama over $1 trillion. You wouldn't give him exactly every single solitary thing he wanted. Yeah, we're coming for you too, Paul Ryan. We're coming for all of you Republican establishment turds who lie to our face while dealing in the back rooms with Democrats. Yeah, deals that we would never sign on to and never agree to. Well, you as well. You have a price to pay, Ryan, and all of you repugnant Republicans that have lied to your constituency to fatten your own coffers. Your days are numbered, and the number is coming up quicker and quicker in just 3 weeks. That being said, long-faced Lurch, Obama, and all of your acolytes, all of the mainstream media, sit down and shut the fuck up. Get in the back of the bus, because we're in the driver's seat now, and we intend to drive this country and all of its citizens into the longest era of peace and prosperity that this country has ever known. That's right. You can take that to the bank, just like Beretta used to say, right? You can take it to the bank, brother. This is Joe Wayne with the Anti-COINTELPRO Show and InstinctForSurvival.com. Good day.